All right, everyone, a quick recap of Mexico versus South Korea. This was not the best game, if I'm being totally honest. Not the best performance by either Mexico or South Korea, in my opinion. I am of the belief that a draw would have been a fair result based on the performance that we saw by the two teams in this game. The fact of the matter is that a goalkeeping error decided this game. It's as simple as that. I think even Mexico fans would agree with that. Had it not been for that goalkeeping error, we might have seen a different outcome. But I think despite that, though, I did think that the Mexican coach did make a few good decisions today. He picked Edson Alvarez, even though it was a debate in Mexico whether he should play. Edson Alvarez didn't have a good season in Fenerbahce this season. He broke his ankle. He did not play that many minutes. Aguirre picked him, was faithful to him, and it proved to be the right decision. He had a great game today, a great game defensively, played well, so he got that decision right. So as far as Korea's decisions, I thought they took way too long to make attacking substitutions in the second half. Mexico scored their goal. It was 49th, I think was in the 49th, 50th minute. It was only after the 70th minute, where there was only 20 minutes left in the game, or give or take, that the Korean coach made the attacking substitutions. Should have made it earlier, in my opinion, because after the 50th minute, you're chasing the game. You're already 1-0 down, and as Korea, you know that this is an important game that ideally Korea would have liked to have at least a draw in this game. So you're chasing that game at that point, make the attacking substitutions earlier. So I did not like that from Korea's point of view. So going forward, this is a huge win for Mexico. It can't be understated, because what that means is that Mexico, no matter what happens in the last game in the group stages, Mexico will finish top of this group. And basically Mexico is going to play against Czechia in the last game, but I think there's not much doubt that Mexico is going to play their second string team in that last group game against Czechia. Surely, right? Because from a Mexico coach's point of view, I put myself in his mindset. Why would you play your starters and risk that they get injured or something like that when you have far more important games? They already qualified top. They have a round of 32 knockout game, potentially round of 16 knockout game. Why would you play your starters in a game that doesn't even matter? They're already guaranteed first spot of the group. So they'll probably play their second string team, you would figure. But going back to what I was saying, this win against Korea was crucial for Mexico, because finishing top of the group basically guarantees that Mexico is going to play a round of, it does guarantee actually, that Mexico will play a knockout round of 32 game in Mexico City, where you obviously you don't know at this moment who Mexico is going to play in that game. Mexico will more likely than not be favored to win that round of 32 game. And if Mexico wins that round of 32 game, in the following knockout round of 16 game, Mexico will also play in Mexico City. So Mexico will get now home field advantage all the way up until the round of 16, which is so important from Mexico's point of view, from them thinking that they want to make it as far as possible as they can in this tournament. So this is huge for Mexico. As far as Korea is concerned, now they're playing South Africa in their last group game, and Korea, they need a draw. All they need is a draw against South Africa. Okay, a draw would be sufficient for them to secure second place in the group, no matter what Czechia does against Mexico. Even if Czechia beats Mexico, Czechia would go to 4 points. Korea right now is on 3 points. If they get a draw against South Africa, they would also go to 4 points. But on the tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. South Korea beats Czechia on the first match day. So Korea would finish second in the group. They would advance. It's done and dusted right there. Not to mention, even if 4 points would be enough to advance as third place. But Korea would advance. All they need is a draw. If Korea were to lose against South Africa, Korea would be in great danger of not advancing. Why is that? Because South Africa would be at 4 points. And if Czechia were to beat Mexico, which is a possibility given that Mexico will possibly field their second string team. If Czechia were to beat Mexico, Czechia would be at 4 points, South Africa would be at 4 points, Korea would be at 3, and Korea would be last place in the group, and they would be out. That would be a great danger for Korea. So Korea has to get a draw. Their mindset, they have to get a draw. Obviously, from a coaching approach point of view, their coach will be telling Korea to go for the win. Obviously, it's very dangerous to play for a draw, as you know, in football. You have to play for the win. If a draw would be enough for Korea, but you have to play for the win and see how that goes. If Korea gets at least a draw, they're safe through to the next stage. If Korea were to lose this game, they would be begging Mexico to do them a favor and beat Czechia. Otherwise, Korea would be in great trouble here. But yeah, get a draw and they're through. That's my analysis for this game. Should be good to see what happens in the following rounds. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Give it a like and comment down below. Looking forward to the next one.